Welcome back to the Football Tragics. It's been a couple of weeks now. What an international break, always fun. We're going to get absolutely straight back into it because it's a massive week of football to talk about. Matchday 8, Newcastle have officially been taken over. We didn't react to it exactly, but we'll just drop our thoughts right now. Tony, what are your thoughts on the whole matter? Now the richest club in the world.
To be fair, good luck to them. It's not a club that's been taken over. It didn't have history in the past. It didn't have success in the past. So, I don't agree with the owner as per se, but as the takeover, I think good luck to them.
Campo, Morty, similar thoughts, or I don't know, how are you feeling towards it?
It's just more competition for the league. It's already the best league. It just takes it even further. So. And it's not a shit club that, as they said, has got no history like City was. At least they've got something there. They've got something to watch. They've got fan base.
Campo, do you agree with that or what?
I'm not mad about Newcastle, getting bought, but they'll be pretty naive to think that, this season's still not going to be a scrap. They have to get through this season and then, they're not going to be able to bring in all these big names without any European football. They're going to have to, overtake Everton Villa first. Doesn't matter. People aren't going to go to Newcastle straight away. They have to, beat the middle clubs like Arsenal and Everton, and then maybe challenge for Europe, and then they might be able to compete with the big boys.
So Campo, someone's on 200k and Newcastle go, we give you 450k a week. You don't think they're going to Newcastle?
I don't think so. They might offer Matty Longstaff 400k, but that's about it.
For 2 games a year.
It'll be interesting to see how much overhaul they do. I think Steve Bruce will be first out the door. We know that. As of now, he has a job. How many games he lasts, I don't know. I don't know if they get a manager in ASAP to start this rebuild and spend big in January. Who honestly knows? But yeah, we're going to get straight into the fixtures. So kicks off. It's still the early game. It's now later now that it's daylight savings. Watford at home to Liverpool. Then we've got Southampton versus Leeds, Norwich v Brighton, Villa Wolves, Leicester United, that's a big one, City versus Burnley, Brentford Chelsea, Everton West Ham, Newcastle versus Spurs, and then finishing off with Arsenal versus Palace. Let's talk straight off with that Watford Liverpool game. Morty, your boys in action. No injuries really in the international break. I think you came away pretty unscathed. How do you see this one going?
There's going to be no Allison, no Fabinho.
There you go. You did pick up injuries.
No, they're not injured, but they're because of the
South American.
South American. Jota hasn't played at all with Portugal. He's been injured. So
there we go.
He might be back to the thing. And then Jones has also been injured. He was a last-minute inclusion in the under 21s. So we might be a bit tight. Come game day.
What's the prediction then?
Well, it's our redemption. They ended our streak last time. They beat us, and we need to cop this one. So
is this the first game since then that you've played them?
Yeah, it is. Look, putting in the fact, our defense will be back to normal. Yeah, 2-0. I think it'd be tight.
Okay.
The honest prediction.
Tony, what do you reckon? Do you think those outs will make a big difference, or?
I think it'll make a difference. Obviously, Allison, we've seen how vital he is in goals. He might not have a lot to do most of the time, but when he does have to pull off those saves, he does pull them off. So I did have a 2-1 win to Liverpool. I just think the way the form SAR's in, he'll probably put a ball in the back of the net, but I think Liverpool still has enough strike power to overcome those missing plays.
Yeah, I had 3-1 Liverpool to start with, but hearing these outs have changed it to 2-1, so I'm in agreement with you, Tony. I think Watford will trouble them a little bit, but Liverpool should still have enough to get past them. Campo, what are your thoughts?
I think this will have to be Liverpool of old. Not worry about defence, and just score, more than the opposition. I reckon it'll be 3-2, high-scoring game. Brilliant way to start the week.
Definitely one to watch with that early kickoff. All right, Southampton versus Leeds. Campo, I'm going to jump with you straight away because we know how much you adore Southampton. Are you going to give them some credit? Are you going to give them a chance this week, or are Leeds not with their season?
Leeds got their first win last week. that's more than Southampton. So I'll go Leeds 2-0.
Okay, Tony, which way are you leaning with this one?
I don't think this game is going to have a lot of goals. Southampton have had their struggles in front of goal, but they have shown defensively they can hold teams out in the same way Leeds haven't shown that attack yet that they had last year. It was so exciting to watch play. So I'm going to go 1-1 for Givo. Just so they can have a point, and then Campo might give them a little bit of respect if they don't lose this week.
Oh, I've gone the exact same. So if these South American players like Rafinha, for example, is he not going to be playing then? Is that the rules with South America? If they go, they have to.
It depends if he travelled or not.
The biggest issue is they're not playing, I think, till Thursday or Friday night. So by the time they get back into the country, go through those tests, they won't be eligible. So
it just depends who's
he
selected.
definitely played their other game on the weekend or whatever it was. So yeah, if he's not playing, then that's a big miss because you know how good he's been for Leeds this season. So I've gone with the 1-1 draw as well. I think Southampton probably have the stronger squad on this given day out of the two of them. Morty, thoughts?
Yeah, I think Southampton might finally pull off an actual win. If Leeds are without their strike force, I don't see they're not keeping a clean sheet to start with, and yeah, I could see it going 2-0, 2-1. Leeds might scrap something, but
their one win this season was a clean sheet, surprisingly. So who knows? International break though, like it changes everything. Some clubs can come out afterwards and just go on an absolute tear. Some it can affect greatly. It's a toss up. I don't think one club that it will affect though is Norwich at home to Brighton. I don't think it's going to get any easier for them. I think Brighton are probably going to they've had a couple average weeks. I think they're going to go back into their good form. And I've gone with a 2-0 Brighton win. I think it should be a comfortable result for them. It's Norwich. It's not the greatest team in the world. Morty, which way are you going? You supporting Norwich this week or?
Nah, I think Norwich's only difficulty of the period is Pukki playing for Norway, and I don't think he played for most of the games. So
he's from Finland, by the way, not Norway.
Oh, that one.
I know you get him and Haaland fixed up because they're both obviously exceptional strikers, but
top tier those blokes. No, I think Brighton probably scrap it 1-0, but with an expected goal of like 8. just putting the one away.
Tony, which way you see this one? Surely,
yeah, I'm definitely on that Brighton. Obviously, they haven't had the best run into that international break, but I think that international break where sometimes it hurts some club is going to help a club like Brighton. They're in a bit of a rut. They've had a bit of time off now. They can go back to training and get back to their winning ways. And I'm going to go 3-0 Brighton.
Campo?
I'm also going 3-0 Brighton. Just you saw how well they played against Arsenal. They should have won that game comfortably. I think they'll atone for their mistakes and they'll really put it to Norwich this week.
So it's going to be another long while before Norwich even get any points again.
Oh, big time.
All right, this is an interesting one. Villa versus Wolves. Wolves have started to pick up a little bit of form here. And Villa haven't looked too bad themselves recently. So they're both sitting, pretty comfy now. Tony, which way are you seeing this one?
Well, their goalkeeper would be out, wouldn't he, Martinez? Did they play internationally? So he'd be out. So I'm going to go Wolves 2-1. I think he's their key person. He's the one that holds them together. He leads from the back. And we've seen without him, they're shaky. So I'm going to give Wolves a win on this one.
Okay. Well, all my predictions were done before knowing of these events. Who knows? I reckon they can go and play anyway. I don't see it. I feel like they'll probably get exempt. And I feel like a few weeks ago we were told that some players weren't going to play and they rocked up. So I'm going to pretend they are playing. But either way, I've gone with a Villa 2-1 win. I think just the fact that they're at home will get them over the line this game. That's literally the whole basis of this one. Campo, which way are you swinging?
I think this will finish in a 2-2 draw. I think without Emmy there, they will concede, but they still have Watkins and Danny Ings up top, so they should be finding goals as well.
Morty, which way are you leaning?
Villa 2-0. I think Martinez plays anyway. I'm pretty sure the only reason Fabinho and Ali aren't playing is because they play, as you said, later in the week, and then by the time they fly, and I think they're going to isolate for a day that test. They wouldn't be either match fit or ready to play at that time. If it was like a Monday game,
He won't.
it'd be fine.
He won't because Gio's out this week and he plays later.
Okay, well, yeah, but some clubs have called their players like they've set up so they only played the first 2 games or whatever.
Is it a Premier League thing or is it a club thing?
I think
it's an England COVID thing.
Yeah.
It's not anything like
I'm
that.
really disappointed that Fred can't play.
Are they literally just waiting for their results? When they get those back, they can do whatever?
I don't know. Their rules are changing every day. They still have thousands of cases a day, but they're having music festivals with 200,000 people. Like, who knows what's going on over there?
Well, the main thing is we're finally out of lockdown, though. We can celebrate that. What do you want to celebrate that with a nice home job haircut?
Flash haircut,
mate. All right. So was that your prediction in? We'll definitely set our predictions there. Just want to make sure we'll skip anybody on those a few times. All right. Big game here, Tony. We'll start with you. It's Leicester v United. Both Varane and Maguire are now out. Varane picking up an injury. This is the start of your horror run, to be honest with you. I could go on and on. Just give us a prediction. How is this game going to go? Are you optimistic?
I could sum it up in one word, but I think I swore too much on the last one, so I'll let that slide for now. I think one positive to come out of this, obviously, we do have Lindelof, who has been looking like he is learning a lot from Varane. So partnering him with, I hope it's Eric and not Phil Jones, because that's about where our backups are at the moment. But no, it's going to be an interesting one because obviously Fred can't play. So do we revert back to a back 5? Do we stay with the back 4? Leicester haven't been in the best of form, but Vardy always seems to pop up with a goal. So I'm never going to tip against my team. So I'm going to go 2-1 United. But it's going to be an edgy seat game.
Yeah, you're not often happy when a player's ruled out for a game, but I think every United fan will be jumping with joy that Fred's going to be out this fixture.
I've put in a formal complaint to make it 5 weeks. Like, just make sure he gets a few extra tests.
Then you stay. I've gone the same way as you. I think United get up 2-1. I think Vardy he's as good as anybody for a goal against a Big Six club, but Ronaldo is Ronaldo. I think he probably bags one, if not both goals. So yeah, I've got the 2-1 win as well. Would be funny to see Phil Jones back amongst the lads out there. It'd be real good to see. Funny. Who knows? It could be a shining light. You never know. Campo, are you going with United or are you Leicester? I'm
going 2-1 United, based purely off how bad Leicester has looked. United, dip in and out of games, but Leicester, they're just awful at the moment. And until they get a win on the board, like a comprehensive win, they might start to build momentum, but I just can't see it yet.
Woody?
I'm predicting a draw here. We're in 2-2. As in United's defence, as much as I talk shit about them, the fact that they have 2 centre backs out will cause some problems no matter who they put in that lineup. So, Vardy,
you got the Iceman Lindelof. Like, you don't need anything else.
I'm more worried about the other. Why are you getting sent off after 5 minutes, or Phil Jones dying after 60 and getting outpaced by injured 3 Red Bulls?
Being injured is more accurate than him being sent off. He'll probably get injured in the first 5 minutes.
I can see United going out to an early lead, pulling all the players off, because opposite of what he did last time, because he will fix his mistake and do the complete opposite and concede 2. So get 2-2.
All right. Well, we look forward to probably the most one-sided game this week, City versus Burnley. I've gone with a City 4-0. They've got a very comfy run coming up as well, and this is the start of it. So I can't see it going any other way than a comfortable City win. Campo, any other?
City 5-0.
Are we raising it every time, Tony? Do you want to go 6 or?
Well, I was going to say I'm the only one that's predicted a 5-0 win this year, sorry. But Campo's just said it, so I'm going to go 3-0. I'll go down 2.
Woody, which way are you going?
1-0.
1-0 to Burnley, yeah?
Maybe. No,
well,
I won't say that. City don't have any big players to counter that defence. Like, Burnley will happily sit there, defend their box for a million corners. I don't see anyone getting up for a header at that point.
You can't see City breaking down to Burnley.
Yeah, but we're coming off international break and Pep will out-Pep himself, and I think it'll be too little too late. They'll win, but there won't be a thrashing like we all expect it to be.
Okay.
The past 4 home games that City have played Burnley, it has all ended in 5-0.
Yeah, I think it's like their easiest, like their best opponent. They have a great track record against, but who knows? Could go either way.
We know.
It's football. We do, but it's football at the end of the day. And like what he said, maybe Pep does overcomplicate it. And yeah, I'd love to see them, one or draw, bloody win for Burnley. We'd all love to see it, but yeah, I think we've all got to accept that I think City should win this one regardless of the scoreline.
They're a small club now. What do you mean?
I mean, they're still the second richest in the league. I don't think you can discredit them too much.
Small club.
All right, we move into a team that has been really obviously surprising this season. Brentford at home to my boys Chelsea. Nice 3:30 in the morning game for this one, Sunday morning. I've gone with, I know it's probably going to shock you, but it's pretty biased. I've gone 3-0 Chelsea. I know Brentford have been very good this season, and they haven't conceded a lot of goals, but Werner's coming off a great international break. He's had a couple good international breaks this year. No real injuries. I believe Reece James and Kante are both back fit before the game. So I'm optimistic it's going to be a comfortable result for us to start our good run as well. Tony, are you going to go against me here?
I'm not going to go against you. It will just be interesting to see what lineup does come out. Obviously, Lukaku was sent home, I believe, from Belgium due to match fitness, I believe it was, or something to do with that. So I think if he doesn't start and Werner starts up top by himself, we have those same issues that we've seen in the past. I think if Lukaku's there and Werner's there, you guys win quite comfortably. But I'm going to go on the basis of he's not 100%, and I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Morty?
Well, hearing that Lukaku news, I'm fearing for my fantasy team this week. It's about 6 players out now. I think it'll be very interesting, this game. I mean, Brentford have shown that no matter what they've come up against, they're adapting their play style. So whether Chelsea goes back to that 5 at the back will be interesting, because I don't think Brentford have enough strike force to counteract that. I mean, they only have two up top to probably get marked out of the game, but Brentford, I mean, if Chelsea try and do the, big man Lukaku played off to the wingers, I don't know. I don't see it working against Brentford either. So this could be a lot closer than we all anticipate. So I'm going to go Chelsea 1-0. Won't expect it to not be a 1-1 draw.
Campo, are you going to swing the opposite? Or?
I've tipped a 1-1 draw because the amount of times I've written off Brentford, I've learned from my mistakes, and I keep tipping against them and they keep stinging me in the ass.
It's almost like it wouldn't be a shock. Like, obviously, Chelsea is one of the strongest teams in the league. It's obvious, but Brentford are showing that they can match it against any team, and you wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up even a win here. They're at home. They seem to just play better when they've got the fans on their side. I don't know. There's something going on there at Brentford. It's quite special to see. But obviously for me, I hope that they get flogged this week. All right, another interesting game, Everton versus West Ham. You look at them on paper, they're pretty dead even squads. Which way is this one going to go, Campo? It's a pretty interesting game.
I feel like I'm tipping a lot of draws this week, but I'm just going to back another draw here because I can see either team winning, or I just think this will finish as a 1-1 draw.
It's hard to tell which Everton team will turn up. If the one that comes up against the one they played against United, then they should probably make good work of West Ham. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I hope it is. Mikel Antonio is probably going to get in the score sheet regardless. Tony, thoughts?
Well, I won't ruin it for everyone, but after watching Ted Lasso, I'm not a fan of West Ham at the moment, so I'm going to go Everton. I'm going to go Everton 2-0.
Morty, you going to agree with Tony? Myself,
I'm in agreement of that. I can no longer support West Ham. Can't support Everton either, really. So
he's draw. So the opposite of what I said: boring, dull.
Counteract each other.
All right, Campo. We get into obviously the hot topic, as I mentioned earlier. Newcastle's takeover. They are now the world's richest club. They're coming up against Spurs. They should make light work of you, yeah? If this world-renowned club now. What's your thoughts? What's your prediction?
Title of the front page, world's richest club gets battered 4-0. It'll be a lot tougher with our South Americans out because Romero looked very good against Villa. And if we have to resort back to Eric Dyer and Sanchez, if he played for Colombia, I'm not sure. We're in trouble. But Newcastle, the only person, they have one threat, St. Maximin, 240, 2 minutes in, take him out of the game. We win easy. So 4-0 Spurs.
What about Big Bad Jolinton?
Encouraging violence, encouraging injuries.
I said take him out of the game, not injure him for a long time.
Well, as we said though, yes, Newcastle have come into all this money, but they're still the same. Newcastle, they're still the same team that's been performing very poorly this season. They need to turn it around ASAP. I don't know if Steve Bruce lasts past this fixture, regardless of the result. I've gone with a 2-1 Spurs. I think Newcastle will show a little bit more, just given the fact that there's just so much hype around them. They'll come out in the blocks firing, and then I think Spurs will work their way into the game and come away with not a comfortable result, tricky, but 2-1 win. Harry Kane finally breaking that duck for the Premier League. Again, I say it every week. Tony, you're probably going to say the opposite because I know you said it once before.
Well, has Harry Kane decided to start playing football and get over his failed transfer, has he? No, I mean, from what I saw, I think it was this morning when they played Hungary, I'm not expecting Harry Kane to score this weekend. He was atrocious. If you watch the highlights, Campo, you're probably not going to like Harry Kane after watching it. Let's be honest.
It's because he doesn't have the best winger in the football next to him.
In the football.
I think this is an interesting match. Obviously, we always give props to teams like Chelsea when they play at home, Liverpool fans when they play at home. I think the atmosphere at Newcastle this weekend is going to be absolutely unreal, and I think that gets Newcastle across the line. I'm going to go 2-1. I think the fans are going to be pumping, the players are going to be pumped, and I think that gets them across the line.
Morty, how are you thinking?
I'm the same here. We saw the turnout just for, all the Newcastle fans showing off, whatever they won't get into how they were acting, but they're a bit of a menace up there. But yeah, we all got to remember as well, yes, they're the richest club and thing, but they've got to abide by financial fair play now. They can't just come in with a whole new squad. So these players are in prime position to be going, well, they can't replace all of us, but they've got to earn their spots at the end of the day as well. So
that's what you
they
think.
Can turn around.
They're worth a lot. They can buy financial fair play if they want to.
But realistically, these players right now can be going, all right, well, I'm staying for the club and I can get a bigger contract here. As it is, St. Maximin would be happy. They'll probably start offering him more money. New coach comes in, impress him, and those players won't be the ones replaced. There'll be others playing with them. So I think they'll be playing for contracts and they'll be playing for, for some hope in the club again. So I reckon probably put it one. Just take Son out of the game, as you're taking Allen out of the game. Not physically take him out, but just take him out. Harry Kane hasn't put one on target. Well, he's put one on target, but he hasn't
put a few on target.
He hasn't scored. So, yeah. Or the other way around, Kane, wants to get his signature on the Newcastle. The City don't want him, so he's chasing the next big contract. Next Alan Shearer.
Well, we've all been speaking about how Alan St. Maximin is probably not going to stay at the club much longer. But then all of a sudden, this takeover happens, and now you wouldn't see him leaving. You'd see them building a club around a player like him and giving him the players he wants to help him and, replace maybe a Jolinton with a bloody Mbappe, Haaland out of nowhere. It's not going to happen, let's be real. But, he's now one of these players they don't need to sell him because they don't need the money anymore. So, I don't know.
What do you mean? Joe Linton turns into prime Ronaldo when he versus us.
Look, mate, he's playing for a contract now because I'm sure they wouldn't care about getting rid of him just to balance the books a bit. Financial fair play is an important thing, as you guys mentioned. So get rid of him and then go and sign a better striker for the same price as you pay him or more again. So, he's playing for a spot, so maybe he does turn up this week again. But, if you guys do lose, however, your North London counterparts, Arsenal, taking on Palace. If they win, they go back above you. I've gone with a 1-0 win. We know Arsenal haven't been too crash hot this season, but they are starting to get it a bit right defensively. If they play with that same back four and goalkeeper, then they've looked good. They've kept a few clean sheets. Palace are a tricky side under Patrick Vieira. It's pretty much shown. Conor Gallagher, Wilfred Zaha, they're all looking great. But I think Arsenal, just at home, will just have just a little bit enough. 1-0 win. Tony, which way are you seeing this one go?
Oh, I was leaning towards Arsenal, but that Zaha effect, he's just in some good form. And usually when he does get in this form, it lasts that 5-6 weeks where we're like, oh my gosh, he's going to go to a big club, he's going to get his transfer, and then he crumbles. So we're getting close to that January period. So that's about when he starts crumbling, so no one signs him. So I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. I think they'll keep another clean sheet and they will finish the week above Spurs.
It's like a constant battle now, isn't it? Who ends the week in the better position? Campo, I'm not going to give it up to Arsenal, but...
No, I can just see Patrick Vieira getting those boys up to beat Arsenal and then, wanting to take that management role there. I just think Palace are playing the much better football under Vieira. You saw last week, or a couple of weeks ago, Brighton turned over Arsenal. I think Palace will do the same thing, and Eduardo will look like a god again.
Well, as you say, like Palace, they made light work of you guys. So this game right now, like it's not ideal for you because you got one team that flogged you, the other team that they flogged you a little bit as well, and the North London rivals. So you're probably hoping they both somehow lose, but yeah, can only go a couple of ways. Morty, which way you see going?
I don't like it, but another dead heat. Might be scoreless. I'm looking maybe 1-0. 1-0, sorry. Vieira's got the boys up there playing well. Arsenal, Arteta, manager of the month. Who would have thought that would happen ever this season? But as he said, like Arsenal, they've made light work of some small clubs. Yeah.
All right, well,
there.
That is all we got time for this week. There will be a post-game reaction, probably to that Watford Liverpool game. I'm sure a few of the boys will be on. Massive week of football ahead, and we'll see you next weekend or next week.
See you later.